All right, guys, we got a fun one for you today. Again, we're doing 1 rep max stuff. We're getting towards the end of the cycle. It will be 1 rep max split jerk. All right, so 12 minutes to build up to a max for the day. Again, if you're new to this movement, feel free to do more reps per round just to work on technique, get a little more volume in. But let's talk about it. So first thing is coming out of the rack in the best possible setup. So find your grip just outside shoulder width. Come under the bar and take a second to get a really strong rack position. You want to feel that bar on the shoulders. Okay, I always like to adjust my neck. Okay, I still have all my fingers around the bar. Arms are about 45 degrees. Okay, stand up, take a step back. My feet are going to start under my hips, keeping my chest tall. I dip down, drive, catch. Notice my back knee is bent. I'm nice and stable. And then I recover. Front foot first, back foot second, and I'm done. If the weight's really heavy and you're not comfortable, drop the bar to the ground, okay? Or you can lower it back, walk it back in. Okay, so that's the split jerk. So the footwork here is really important. On the dip and drive, I'm staying vertical. Okay, it's only a few inches down, sitting in the heels. I don't want to have any forward hinge at all, okay? When I drive, I'm going straight up and I'm going to catch myself in that split position. So my feet actually get wider. They're now shoulder width, okay? The big thing we see happen often is that people straighten their back leg, okay? So you don't want to land this way. Twist the hip and it doesn't allow you to drop under the bar. So you want to have bent knee, gives you a little more room and a little more stability, okay? So before the weight gets heavy, I always like to have people do pause jerks just to practice their footwork. So they can practice from here, catch, make sure you feel nice and solid, and then recover, okay? Because a lot of times when you're doing your first few reps, you'll jump and you might stand a little narrow, and you'll feel like off balance, right? So it gives you a second before the weight gets heavy, right? Just to practice that footwork, all right? If you're brand new and the split jerk feels weird, feel free to just do a push press if you want, which is just a dip and drive, okay? That's the essence of the movement, is using your legs to help the arms. So that is our strength today. Let's talk conditioning. Conditioning, guys, we had a 20-minute AMRAP with some Turkish Get-Ups in here. That's the big part. Let me tell you the whole thing. It's going to be 400-meter row, right? From there, we're going to do 3 Turkish Get-Ups on each arm, and then a single arm carry with that same weight, okay? So here's what it looks like. For the Turkish Get-Up, I'm going to do it with no weight first, just so I can go nice and slow and talk about it. So imagine you start laying on your back. The arm that you hold the weight in, you're going to bend that same leg. The other arm goes out to the side at about 45 degrees, okay? You're always pushing up and keeping the weight locked out, all right? So the first thing you do is going to push through this foot onto your forearm. Then you go onto a straight arm. This is the tricky part. You lift your hips up and swing into a lunge, always looking up. This is the part where people might fall forward, okay? So you're always trying to keep that nice balanced position. Sit up, and here's the obvious part, you just stand, okay? So when you're standing and you want to go back down, you're thinking opposite leg, knee to the floor, hand to the floor, swing back to that seated position, and then roll back down, okay? So take time, and the coach will go through this, practice that sequence, okay? So we can scale the weight. You can use a dumbbell here if you want as well, if you like that better. But here is the full sequence with the weight, okay? And you don't have to go super slow. When you get good out of it, just hit those points. And you'll stay nice and solid. A common mistake that happens if you use a really light weight, you're able to just kind of sit up straight with it, and then you stand up. But as soon as the weight gets heavy, you can't do that. So we're looking to train good position. So always start on the side, okay? Start light, get the sequence down, and then try to add a little bit of weight in as you go. You can do 3 each arm, and from there, you're gonna go do a 100-meter farmer's carry with just 1 kettlebell or dumbbell. If you're doing this really light, feel free to use a secondary heavier weight. It's gonna be 50 meters with 1 arm out, 50 meters with the other arm back. As many rounds as you can do in 20 minutes. No finisher today, guys. That's it. Have fun with it. See you tomorrow.